Hello beautiful people. Here's a quick look at the first vehicle from Battle Pass Season 4, Fearless Voltigeur. It's the German half-track Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251-22. Hope you enjoy. So here we have the first vehicle of Battle Pass 4, rather Battle Pass Season 4, Fearless Voltigeur. And this is basically the third iteration of using the same chassis, the half-track 251. We already have two other versions. Here we have one battle rating 1.0 with a 37mm gun, and at battle rating 3.3 we have it as an anti-aircraft vehicle, and now here at battle rating 3.3 also we have it as a tank destroyer. With the new 251 sitting at battle rating 3.3 means that you can make a very powerful 3.3 lineup. As you can see here, I've started out on the left with the anti-aircraft vehicle version, then the Panzer IV-G that just got demoted from 3.7 to 3.3, the Panzer IV-F2, and then I brought in the Puma, the Focke-Wulf 190A1 also 3.3, the Sd.Kfz also 3.3, and lastly also just demoted from 3.7 to 3.3, the Me410A1 U4. This lineup will perform excellent both at its own battle rating and in full up tier. Let's look at some of the pros and cons for the 251. Some of the pros: powerful gun. The vehicle uses the same gun as the Marder III H, the 75mm Pak 40. It has more armor pin than the guns of the Panzer IV F2 and the G models. At 1000 meters it can still pin 121mm. You will not face any tank that you cannot destroy with this gun at your battle rating and in up tiers. Fast gun traverse. The gun traverse is fast for this kind of vehicle with close to 12 degrees a second. Vertical guidance is poor though with an OK -6 and very bad +9 degrees of elevation. Decent mobility. Top speed is 52 km/h, which of course you will never really reach. Cross-country speed on flat ground is close to 30 km/h, and the vehicle has a very nice reverse speed of 10 km/h, and that can become pretty handy. Smoke shells. You have access to 4 different types of shells: APHE, heat, APCR, and luckily smoke shells, and those can become very useful. So do yourself a favor and always bring some smoke shells. One of the things that makes this 251 strangely survivable is that you have 5 crew members. So even if you get strafed by an aircraft or hit by a high caliber round, there's a good chance that you can actually still continue fighting. And the 5 crew members are much more important for your survivability than you would think. And some of the cons: low ammo count. You can only carry 24 rounds with your total, and that is not a lot. Especially because with the load up to 5, the 251's reload speed is quite fast with only 6.8 seconds. So if you destroy a target at range or try ranging it in, you can quickly run through your ammo if you're not careful. For comparison, the Marder III H, which uses the same gun, can carry 38 rounds. Open top. That of course means that artillery and every plane can destroy you with ease. Thin armor. You only have 8mm of armor all around, and that can be pinned by pretty much everything but light machine guns. I will say though, that although thin, all the angles on the vehicle makes it possible for you to bounce shells where you should not be able to. But that's just War Thunder being War Thunder. Weak engine. The engine only has 100 horsepower. That is enough for the top speed, but when it comes to slopes and hills, your speed will be reduced to a crawl. Not fully tracked. The 251 still has some issues in sand, snow and water, although not nearly as bad as if it would have been wheeled. But issues persist. No machine gun. Unfortunately, the 251 does not have any light machine guns for defense against planes. And it would also been nice if you had a light machine gun so you could attack other lightly armed vehicles. But you only have the cannon, and that's it. I think the 251/22 is a nice addition to the German lineup, and it's also a nice battle pass vehicle. It's kind of unique and quirky, and at least this one is not overpowered at all. It has a great gun for the BR, but if you pick the Marder III H, you would have the identical gun. The armor can on one hand be very trolly, but on the other hand very unreliable. While you can resist damage from 75mm guns and you can take a lot of hits from them, a quick burst from a heavy machine gun or 20mm cannon or fire from an aircraft will quickly kill you. And of course that also goes for artillery or any high caliber HE shell. Of course, the optimal way of playing a guy like this is to find a quiet corner of the map in a forest or hiding in some bushes and just wait for some long range attacks. But sometimes it can be fun just to drive him or drive the vehicles like this just down to the center of town. Sometimes it's out of necessity because you don't have any other vehicles left, but other times whenever you face KVs and other heavily armored vehicles, it's pretty nice that you have a gun capable of defeating them. Although the turning radius is not the best, it's actually much better than you would think. And I think this turns better than the American half-track. I'm not really sure though, but it looks like it. The acceleration is good, and like I said, the reverse speed with 10 km an hour is very useful. So this is probably how the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251-22 is meant to be played. At long range, hammering at something that's up to 1 kilometer or 2 away. Unfortunately, I decided to take up the fight against an LVT, and that guy has a lot of empty space in it, and it took a lot of 75mm rounds with some HE filler in order to take him out. I tried to look at the fast reload, and this is what I talked about when saying that 24 rounds can go pretty fast. Now I had more or less had the correct range, but still I managed to hit left and right and below and above him because he was hiding halfway behind the building. And the zoom is not the greatest on this gun either, or the gunner's optics rather, but at least I got him. Fighting in a bush or fighting at range is probably the best way you can survive in this vehicle. But like I said, I think it's a great addition to the battle pass, and I can only recommend you guys checking it out. If you like this video and the content on the channel in general, please do me a solid and like, subscribe and comment. I've added some links in the video description below, both for other relevant videos on the channel, but also for other ways for you guys to support the channel in a more direct way. Thank you for watching, and until next time, remember to deploy your die brakes. Have a good one.